first brought the Halligan in the first? I mean, have you done any history on these tools? Like,
yeah, I mean,
how long has the Halligan been around?
So early, you know,
and like where did that originate?
Hugh Halligan, right? We're looking late 30s, early 40s.
This is what I
Hugh
love about
Halligan
this
part
podcast.
came out, right?
Would you have known the name Hugh Halligan?
No, I fucking don't know who Hugh. I thought back in the day, I thought Halligan's was a bar in Lincoln Park. That
Which
you
it
went
is.
to meet DePaul girls.
Which it is.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I guess shout out to that bar. They're still there.
Halligan's.
Shout out to Hugh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's part of what I touch on too is
But think about it. Hugh walks into the firehouse, says, "Hey fellas."
Was it a firehouse?
I don't,
Where did Hugh walk into?
So it's out of New York, right? So the story on the Halligan bar, you know, you got to go back to the claw tool. But the claw tool, if you guys don't know, and hopefully I'll get this as close to being correct, but there was a bank robbery in New York, and a tool was left behind in their haste to leave. Right, there was a tool left behind. It was a claw tool. They used it to break into the bank. So
it's like almost like a mini nail remover.
No, this is big. It's like a bar. It's got a big fork on it, big hook on it, right, and some forks. And the fire department was like, well, that they got into there. That must work pretty good, right? So then they started having that made, right, and put on rigs, and they were using them. Cali tool is kind of like a little pry bar with an adze on it. Those sort of things were already kind of in place, right? And then Hugh was like, well, these things work, but they don't work that great, right? I was like, well, can I combine the aspects of some of these tools and come up with what is now today the Halligan bar? So, but for me, it was like the first tool actually engineered for the fire service. But if you take a step back, and why firemen and why we're so ingrained with using flathead axes as a striking tool is because those previous tools, the claw tools, the other tools, we actually need to start driving and hitting and driving into door seams. Well, we already had axes in our hands, right? Because of construction before that, prior to that, you know, building construction was wood, right? What's a readily made tool already for chopping and breaking down wood, flathead axes, right? So you have all these fire departments with these flathead axes, and our meathead mentality was like, well, we need to hit that to drive it into there. Well, I already have this in my hand. I can just flip it around and hit it with that, right? So that's why we, you know, and today still flathead axes is I remember in the academy, right? The striking tool, right? Your flathead's a striking tool. And in my mind, I'm like, if you look at a lot of striking tools, none of them really look like that. Right. Sledgehammer.